Hello there, my name is Jill Renee Feeler, and I've been offering psychic abilities and channeling and mediumship and healing and spiritual teaching for over 10 years now. I choose to focus on the psychic intuition, but I do find that those that have lost loved ones, those that are yearning for a deeper spiritual connection with spirit, also known as God, also known as Source Creator, find their way eventually to my work. The other group that tends to find me are those that are just somehow not satisfied with the answers that they're getting in spiritual teachings and in consciousness and meditation type information. So we offer something very unique. I call it inside out spirituality. I call it 21st century enlightenment, and I call it the success at connection that you deserve. In this message, I will be offering you a very brief, but hopefully satisfying and incredibly effective, maybe even some breakthroughs, connection within your heart space to a loved one that you miss and yearn for and want to know is okay. Let's get started. I encourage you to relax your body and close your eyes. Taking some nice deep breaths, please. Good job. Now an even deeper and slower breath, please. Just let your shoulders relax. Have your hands very comfortable. Have your face relax, your eyes relax. Again, with your eyes closed is best. Just relaxing. Behind your eyes, I would like you to imagine that there is a source of light. And I would like you to visualize going into the light that is behind your eyes. I'd like you to imagine that that light is guiding you down into your throat. Keep following that light, imagining it opening up into the most cozy, beautifully lit, maybe there's like a fireplace light sort of sensation in your heart. An inner chamber, an inner room of love and well-being and comfort and connection. Nice deep breath. Now I would like you to pretend that there is a really, really cool chair. Let's have it be your favorite chair, or maybe something that loved one you could easily imagine that they would appreciate, or maybe even a chair that they had while they were here in their bodysuits. Good job. Okay. I would like you to imagine sitting in that chair. As you sit comfortably in this chair, I would like you to ask your loved one to meet you here. And just notice any sensations you feel of their presence. The sense of their presence may be obvious, or it may be doubtful, And I'm just going to ask your loved one to make this connection undeniable. We're inviting them into a space of feeling each other and your love for each other. A space of connection in your heart where you always have access to it. Very good. Let's pretend there's a smile on your face. Can you, even if it's faking it, can you fake a smile on your face? It will open up your energy field from the inside out. Good job. Some of you may be feeling a scent of them if you're a child or lost loved one. Maybe it's a parent or a partner, a close friend, any relative. This is for anyone that you want to reconnect with from the inside out on that spirit level. There may be a scent to them. You may have vivid memories of them. You may feel a sense that they might be trying to communicate with you. You may feel like you're hearing their voice. You may have incredible sensations, visual, inner vision sensations that they're right there with you. Perfect. Any of that works. For some of you, it may be subtle, and I'm asking you to let that count. You're re-establishing a new form of connection with them in spirit, and you in your bodysuit, and that can be tricky. It's okay if it's hard. And it's also okay to allow a breakthrough right here, right now. Nice deep breath again. Now, is there another chair that you want to add for that individual? Or have some of you already invited them into your chair? And you might be squished up in there. Maybe the chair that you imagined is not big enough for both of you. That works too. Very good. They might be on your lap. You might be on their lap. The main thing is that you feel this connection with them. You can express anything you want to them. And I'm just going to be silent for a moment to let you do that. And let yourself be open to receiving some answers if that's possible, okay? Nice deep breath here. You're doing fantastic. Can you pretend that you are touching their hair? Can you pretend that they're touching your face? Can you pretend that you guys are holding hands? Can you pretend that you're laughing together? Can you be open to them showing you that in spirit they are okay? Because you may not have known that in spirit it's impossible to not be okay. At this form of spirit, there is so much love. There is so much comfort and compassion and grace for all life. And of course, your loved one. If you are feeling a connection with your loved one, feel free to pause this message. And then when you are ready, you can hit play again. And I will be providing some additional information, insights, our answers to commonly asked questions. There's a lot of differences and upgraded understandings that we offer in how to create that relationship with you in the bodysuit and them in spirit. So that information will be ready for you in this message whenever you are. But I just don't want to interrupt this connection, which I know can feel so healing. Our loved ones often want us to know how much they miss us, how much they miss the sound of your voice, because it does sound different through ears, one of your loved ones just said. This ability that we had to be together in these bodysuits is so precious. Let yourself feel their love for you. The range of love, the spectrum of love that does not require a bodysuit to convey. Your loved one knows that you're hurting, and your loved one wishes that they could take that pain away. But they know they can't do that. But if you can keep that heart open and this sanctuary within you open, it could be that this different kind and possibly unsatisfying, but still better than nothing, connection that you have with your loved one, that you can let this inner connection in your heart space be always available, always open to both of you. And then it's just about trusting it, and that can be hard, depending on some of our brains and the way that they work, and doubt and be skeptical, or the way that our brains just aren't open to something like this. Sometimes it takes a while. It's like plugging in new cords. But where there is a will, there is a way. And from what I know, this is the best way, from the inside out. So for those of you that are asking, because this is a very common question, are they okay? All of them want you to know they're okay. All of them want you to know that they miss you too. They know that you miss them. They can feel that. They want to remind you that they can hear you, right? It's not in the same way, but they can check in on you, and they realize that it is very, very difficult for you to feel like you're able to check in on them, and that's why this experience is so pleasing to them, and hopefully to you too. So your ability to talk to them, to think about them, your ability to communicate with them is not hindered in any way. So if there's anything that you want to say to your loved one, please know you can always do that. They can always hear you. And the cool thing about them hearing you, in this reality, you either needed technology to hear you, or you needed to be close enough to hear you. But in spirit, that isn't a problem. In spirit, there is an access to this realm that it doesn't require technology and doesn't require proximity. Okay? They wanted you to know that. That might be news to you. Okay. So when you speak to them, they hear you. When you think about them, they know it. And they are just as excited as you are about creating this new connection space within you for you to possibly feel even an iota of their presence as accessible to you. with them in spirit and you in your bodysuit. Now, some of you are asking for proof and asking the question, but how do I know it's real? Well, from a 5 human senses perspective, it's not going to work that way anymore, is it? You've already figured that part out. So it's going to require you using another range of senses and even another range of love. The range of love that never ends with someone's death. The ability to imagine their presence and remember what you remember most about them and what maybe you miss the most about them. All of those abilities that you have allow you to create this inner connection space within your heart. And you can repeat these steps whenever you want to. You can keep that room and those seats open for them. And that doubting part of you is probably never going to go away if you have it. You are alive, and being alive comes with a part of you not wanting to feel tricked and not wanting to feel deceived and not wanting to be misled, especially about something so important. So we're going to add more layers that are alongside the doubt and alongside the uncertainty, the layers of you that can believe in whatever breakthrough you may have had in this experience today. The part of you that can say, I know I felt them. I think I touched their hair. I think they touched my cheek. I think I smelled them. I think I know it was them. Awesome. There may be others that you can't convince that of, and let's just let that be okay. That this isn't about them right now. This is about you and your loved one. This is about your building a space for connection that is inside yourself. And the next time you think of them, let that be real. Let that be them. The next time you think, was that a sign? There's no way to prove it in this reality. So why not just answer yes? I promise you, your loved one is not going to be disappointed if you imagine that something is a sign that wasn't them, because it was a moment of you being open to the realness of their eternal love for you and their eternal spirit, the part of us that never dies, and truly the part of us that made us more alive than the bodysuit ever could, because it was never about the bodysuit. It was about the spirit, the consciousness, the sense of self that animated and made the bodysuit come alive when they were in that bodysuit. Okay? It's okay. You're doing fabulous. Now, part of you say, well, I can't just pretend a sign is real. Why the fudge not? Why can't you? This is hard. It's hard here in these bodysuits with a loved one that's not in theirs. Please don't make it harder on you. There are undeniable signs you may have, or there may be a sense of, I don't know what's a sign. Is that them? Is that a hummingbird just showed up in the middle of winter in Minnesota? Is that a sign? That's pretty confident that that's a sign. How about a hummingbird in the middle of July and in a summery climate? Will you let that be a sign? Anything you will let be a sign for the constant presence of your loved one. They're not coming and going in the way that we come and go in our bodysuits. Okay? They're not limited by space and time like we are. So you can let their sense of presence and spirit and love comfort you. They're not bothered by that. They want to comfort you, as does God. Now, I've probably mentioned some things that are different than other things that you've heard. I try to be as honest as possible, that I can't prove to you this is real. I know that some of what we're sharing here is contradictory to other things that you've heard, and I'm sorry for that. But you see, I came into my gifts without having researched what other teachers are saying and what other people are doing. I can tell you from all my client work that so many of my clients have been patterned in this outside-in version of connection to spirit and spirituality in general. Everything is outside of them. A sense of God is outside of them. Their transitioned loved one is outside of them. There's up and down and out, and the inside feels like a void or confused, trying to connect like a hand reaching out. I recognized intuitively that was a problematic way of feeling connected to God, feeling connected to our lost loved ones, feeling connected to our soulfulness. So when I noticed that, I intuitively knew, wait, we've got this all inside out. We've got to pull like a sock inside out and have all of that soulfulness, all of that connection to spirit, to God, be inside of us, not outside of us. So if you're running into contradictions with other things you thought were true, that's probably one of the foundational reasons why there is this difference, okay? But I know it's confusing, and that's the last thing you need right now. But I don't want to perpetuate outside-in spirituality. I think there's a lot of amazing teachings and a lot of amazing teachers, and I think they've gotten us as far as they can. I think we deserve better. I don't want you to have to worry about feeling connected to your loved one, or about feeling connected to your soulfulness, or about feeling connected to God. You should always have access to that. And ideally, it's inside yourself. Some teachers don't know that. But you deserve to know that. Because here's the thing with the esoteric and the metaphysical and the spiritual that a lot of teachers don't tell you, but I will. None of us can prove it's true. Organized religion cannot prove that their doctrine is true. Channelers cannot prove that their information is true. Mediums cannot prove what they do is true. And that seems not fair to us, right? It's like, wait a minute, that's when I need it most, I need proof. I completely understand. But just because part of you feels like you need proof doesn't mean you're going to get proof. So I prefer to respect that, respect this reality, respect God, respect you, respect your loved one, that we're in a different realm of verifiability than we were when they were alive in their bodysuits. So we have to have new standards. And I don't think that means we need to be deceptive or become liars, really. So it's a different form of trust, isn't it? It's you letting yourself know the eternal nature of their love for you, the infiniteness of their spirit. Whatever you will allow yourself to feel as a connection to them, trust that. And if a better sense of connection comes along, then trust that even more. Yeah. Now you didn't get out of that chair, right? How are you feeling? They probably didn't leave you either, did they? They're still there? Oh, that's great. For any of you that felt the presence of your loved one, please know I celebrate this with you. And I know some of you are wishing that the other loved ones still in bodysuits could feel what you just felt, and I want that for them too. There are so many things that can get in the way of us feeling connected to our loved ones in spirit. Belief systems can get in the way. Rigid and inflexible thinking can get in the way. But grief and pain do not get in the way, and that's something that may be very new to you. Your sense of connection with your loved one is not on the other side of pain and grief. It is right next to it. Okay, like two books sitting right next to each other on the bookshelf. Your sense of love and connection with your loved one is not like a diamond ring in a pile of trash that you need to go through all that trash. No, 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 no. I know a lot of others probably told you that was true. It's not true. They're pretending it's true, and that's fine. But they can't prove that. They can't prove that, and I can't prove this. So pick the one that's easiest, please. Please pick the way that's easiest. At least give it a try. See if it works. There you go. Okay. Oh, I hope this was helpful. To those of you that didn't feel any connection, please know I'm giving you a hug. And I really hope that you're not beating yourself up or making yourself feel like you did anything wrong. This is hard. This is really hard. And it's very likely that if you try it again in another sense of self, maybe when you're not trying so hard, maybe when you're just open and relaxed and sort of daydreaming or spacing off, if this message helps you do that, perfect, but you may want to write down your own version. Yes, okay. Yeah, do it your way. Very good. Okay, I'm giving hugs to you all. I know your loved ones are grateful that you did this, that you allowed this to happen. So please know that they're appreciative that you're taking these steps and making this effort, because they want you to know how much they love you and how much they miss you too. It's impossible, well, maybe not impossible, it's very, 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 very hard for us to imagine the range and the purity of God's love that they feel. And isn't it just so strange, and I get frustrated by it, why in our bodysuits it is so hard to feel that range, that version, that purity of God's love. So we have all this pain on this side of the bodysuit experience without the version of love that makes it easier, that doesn't take it away, but it does make it more bearable. So in a way, their sense of missing you is easier because they don't have all those barriers to God's love that we have here. Why do we have those? I think we put them in. I think we as humans just overthink things and make things a lot harder. And we're just complicated. These are complicated bodysuits. This is complicated equipment. And sometimes we make it even more complicated. Sometimes without meaning to. It's just like, dang it, why are these cords plugged in? What this tangled mess. And then all of a sudden, here we are, and I'm handing you a new cord to plug in and an outlet in your heart. An outlet that was there the whole time. And every time we look outside of ourselves for answers, for proof, for evidence, we keep ignoring that outlet in your heart. I'm glad you know now. Okay. With love and blessings, this is Jill Renee Feeler, and I hope this was helpful. Bye-bye for now.